I'm visiting with Judah, Hudson, and Brody. They are members of the Elwood FFA State Championship Ag Issues team, and they are here to share more about their project. Their issue, or their chosen issue, I should say, was the Platte Republican Diversion project. Boys, to start out, tell us about this issue and why you thought it was an important one to cover in your project.
Well, it runs right through our county and Gosper County, so it directly affects us and it affects everything around us, including farmers and the people who live here. So
definitely. Well, for those who may be unfamiliar with this issue, can you provide a little bit of background and context for how this all began and where this project is in the process now?
So originally there was an interstate compact created in 1943 between Colorado, Kansas, and Nebraska, which shared 49% of the Platte River's water to Nebraska, 10% to Colorado, 11% to Colorado, and 40% to Kansas. But Kansas has not been getting the amount of water that they need, that 40%, and that has caused a lot of trouble between Nebraska and Kansas, and Nebraska was taken to court and had to pay a certain amount of fine and was tasked with making a solution. And this is, as of late, the most relevant solution.
Definitely. Well, like any issue, there's always different viewpoints that people can share. What are some of the different viewpoints when it comes to this issue in particular?
For the people for it, they think it's good enough to divert the water so the farmers have more water for their crops. But the people against it is like people with the wildlife, because it could affect the wildlife a lot if they did divert it as well.
So this is an issue that, as you mentioned earlier, affects producers in your own backyard. What are the direct implications of this project on your local producers?
Well, they would get more water if they were to divert the water, because the water would go through Turkey Creek, which is just south of Elwood. Yeah. And and it'd run into the Republican River. So then people along the Republican River would get more water. But I guess people along the Platte wouldn't get less water because it would only be diverted during times of high flow.
If there was just one thing you wanted a member of the public to know about this project, what would it be?
I think it would be really good for everybody to kind of explore it, even to a shy amount, just to form an opinion on it, because it is something that's affecting a lot of western and southwestern Nebraska, and there is two sides to it, but it's something that's going to become pretty apparent within our communities pretty soon. So even becoming slightly educated on just what's going on would probably be pretty important.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Well, this issue aside, why is it important that students your age or just community members at large pay attention to these kinds of issues that impact local agriculture?
This could affect the crops that they're getting in their own stores, and it could be the reason why it's the different prices. And yeah.
So in this project, personally, what is the biggest thing you have learned as you present this issue to different audiences?
I think learning about it as a whole was pretty new. I didn't really know anything about it before we started working on it, and even halfway into it, really struggled to kind of grasp what was exactly going on with it.
Well, once again, that's the Elwood FFA Agricultural Issues team that will be representing Nebraska at National Convention. Congratulations.
Thank you.